Hi, today is December the 24th, and it is a little in the afternoon. Merry Christmas. I told Charlie that I would answer the 15 yarn YouTuber questions because I was tagged by Charlie. So I'm going to answer those. What made you decide to create a YouTube channel? Why not? I just thought it might be fun. I was just curious to see if I could do it, and so I'm doing it and I'm enjoying it. What is your most favorite video you've ever uploaded? I don't know that I actually have a favorite, although I do like the Create series that I had started, and it kind of got away because of the injury with the elbow. And I'm looking forward to starting that back up again because I enjoyed doing that, playing with the Tunisian and just creating things like the raglan sweater because, that's a skill that I think a lot of other people would like to learn. And so I thought I would share that, how I do my raglan sweaters. And, that way you can do what you want with your sweaters when you're making them with the raglan. Make it open, you make it close, you can do a lot of things. The only one that I didn't get around to was the one with the rounded neck. And I'm looking forward to getting to that one too pretty soon. I got a lot on my platter for the year, at least in my mind. Does it get to here? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Have you ever met any viewers or other YouTubers? Yes and yes. And it was the most fantastic thing I have ever been able to do. It was a lot of fun. Um, got to meet Maggie, and although Maggie didn't stay long, I don't blame her because it was kind of crowded there at Ben Franklin at AC Moore that day with Glenda, a creative grandma. But there were some of the rest of us that did stay. They brought some chairs out, and Jeannie, Proverbs 31. We had a great time. That's Jeannie and April of Be Wild Crochet and Charlie and Sally came, and we just sat and talked, shut the breeze and talked, and in between some of the big customers and people coming to meet Creative Grandma, we got to sit and pick her brain and talk and share and tell funny stories, so it was great. It was a great opportunity. I look forward to doing that more often. I think right now we're trying to plan a meet and greet that's a little closer to some of the other ones that are further up north from me, because they came down towards me. It's maybe 45 minutes for me to travel. For a lot of those guys, it was 2 hours or close to 2 hours. So we're trying to find something that's kind of in between where we can just meet and greet and, have a good time crocheting and laughing and giggling up. Who knows? It may just be a McDonald's off the interstate, but we're working to find something. Danville used to have Swisher's Yarn Basket, but she closed her shop, and it was a great little shop. She had rocking chairs in there, and anytime you went in there, there were people sitting, rocking, crocheting, talking, knitting, those kind of things. So that was enjoyable. The only other places that are near there, kind of in between, off of 80, is probably the Ben Franklin in Milton. But I don't know if it's still open, to be honest, because my husband and I have gone in there times when they're supposed to be open. They've been locked up tight. So, of course, we were told that there was a flea market out in the parking lot from Tractor Supply, and when it closed down, Ben Franklin's closed down. Shut their hours, shut their doors, because nobody was showing up. So, and then there's a Biter's in Danville. Biters is one of those stores that has a lot of odds and ends, like a Five and Dime store. You remember those, right? And they do have some yarns in there, and we've done a trip there with the senior center. And if they know you're coming, they'll make you popcorn. It's pretty good too. What do you feel is the optimal length of a video? How often do you feel you should upload? For me, I would think the optimal is about 30 minutes. Now I know I've gone over. There are times that when I'm watching someone that's 45 minutes to an hour, I have to break it up because of things that are going on that I'm doing. So I feel 30 minutes is pretty good. That way you get a little visit with the person that's doing the video, get caught up on some things, learn some things, whatever, and then you can move on to the next. That is the only reason I think that 30 minutes is good. For how often you feel you should upload, honestly, that, I'm going to put it this way. You will, if you are looking to start a channel, you will actually gain more viewers the more often you upload. You'll gain them faster. And part of that is because people will notice you and then will shout you out or say, have you seen this person? Have you seen that person? That is the only reason I think the more often you should. But, you know, I kind of think at least weekly is a good option. That way you're still in people's minds and, you know, you still get a chance to show what you've been doing. So, for me, I would say mostly weekly. Now, the Vlogmas is fun just to see if you can do it, because it is a lot of work. What is your favorite type of video to film? You know, I like doing a lot of different things, although that has not happened this year. A lot of the things that I had in my mind to do for this year were to do some more tutorials, to do some more, to do crochet alongs, to do some things like that, and it just did not happen. Sorry about that, guys. And that just didn't happen. So, and a lot of that had to do with the injury, because I had to learn to crochet with my left hand. And a lot of it had to do also with lighting, some issues with that. I'm still working on that. So, I think I have found a solution for that. Because, you know, even when you say, give me some ideas about how the tutorial went, you'll get a lot of people that say, you had hand shadows, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? You're always going to have hand shadows if you're using a light. I mean, that's normal because you have to view from overhead. So, you know, you're going to get hand shadows no matter what. But I like doing those, although there are times that when I have done those, I find what is interesting is in between, you've got to fill in a lot of chit-chat in between rows. So that's kind of interesting to do. And, you know, I love doing the wad intarnation. That just tickles me no end sometimes. Do you have any self-imposed rules for yourself regarding your videos? No nudity. And I'm not going to stand up wearing a pair of leggings. Now, I wear leggings at home when I'm not going out doing anything. But because I am a larger woman, I don't think anybody wants to see all that. And I try not to do a lot of cussing. Sometimes every once in a while something slips out, but I try not to do that. How do you prepare for your next video? A lot of that is Do I have anything to show? With the what intonation added in, I go and search for stories during the week, and I'll just compile these stories on a document or pages because I have an Apple, so that I have a couple of stories, and then I'll go through and I'll look at the stories and say, no, these are the same kind of stories. Let's pull one of these. So I'll pull one, and I don't read the story through. I did a couple of times because I felt like me giggling and laughing through them was kind of distracting. But now I find that I enjoy getting the giggles, and sometimes I cry when I giggle. The only other thing that I do is when I line up certain things, if there's something that I want to specifically talk about, I will put on a index card like bullet points of the things that I want to talk about. Like for the next video, I have a certain thing that I'm going to read out. I am also going to discuss chainettes, what a chainette is, and kind of give you an idea what one looks like, because a lot of people are confused about chainette yarn. So I'll put that on that index card so I won't forget to talk about it. That is the only thing that I do in order to prepare for the next video. I try to make sure that my hair is brushed and that I don't have glitter all over my face and strings all over the front of my shirt. What equipment editing program do you use? I have a Logitech HD webcam that plugs into the computer, although I do also have a webcam that comes with this computer, but I find with the webcam on the computer I actually have to use a microphone to also film. So with using the Logitech, it makes it a little easier. The Logitech can also come off the camera and be used to film overhead, so that I can use the camera on the computer and do a split screen, where you can actually see me in the corner talking as I'm doing a tutorial. Do you have a Facebook group? Yes. Instagram? Yes. Ravelry? No. I left the Ravelry a long time ago, and if you've seen that video, you know exactly why. A lot of you disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm not telling you you have to leave Ravelry. I'm just telling you I'm not using Ravelry. I will probably tell you, because I've got a lot of patterns I got from Ravelry. If I've done a pattern that I got from Ravelry, I will tell you where I got that pattern. But for me, I choose not to use Ravelry as to give them another red cent of my money because of the hate that they espouse towards others. That is just something that bothers me no end, because they are guilty of the same thing that they claim these other people are. And so I just choose not to use Ravelry. Have you ever done a tutorial? Yes. If so, and more than one, which was your favorite to film? My favorite was the raglan that I did, although the Tunisian was kind of fun to do too. That was little bits here and there where I had made a shawl, and then I'd also done a couple where I showed you how to take a stitch pattern and actually turn that into something, and how to figure out how to add more, like when the stitch pattern says 3 plus 1, how to do that. But that was a long time ago, and that was some of my first tutorials, and really they are pretty bad. And some of the ones that I have planned coming up are going to be pretty bad. They're not going to be Crystal Bag a Day or Fiber Flux or Fiber Spider quality, but you know what? That's how you learn. You just got to do it and learn from it. Have you ever held a giveaway? Yes, several. Have you ever won a giveaway? Yes, I think 3. And that was cool. course, one of them, I was on the bus, and all these people texting me, so-and-so's Petra's trying to get a hold of you. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, folks, I've only been gone for a day. It's okay. But I did get a hold of her, and yes, I did get that in. Have you ever done a vlog a day for a month or a VEDA? Yes, I have done several. They're fun to attempt to do, although they are a lot of work. Have you ever lost your cro-jo? Yeah, lots of times. Now, when I had first injured this arm, I lost my cro-jo because I couldn't crochet. And I found myself frustrated because I couldn't crochet. So then I decided, you know what? You can learn to crochet with your left hand. You're going to have to use the left hand. So I started teaching myself how to use my left hand. Now I can crochet right or left-handed. It's a great skill. It's a lot of fun too. And of course, you know what's really interesting is? This one's really loose, the right hand. The left hand's a little tighter. That's very interesting to see. So I know when I've done a project that's part right-handed and part left-handed because my tension has changed. And yes, I did get it back. Lots of times I just take a break and sew because I quilt and I make bags. That kind of helps me when I get in that mood, like I just don't want to crochet, I don't know what to make, so I just do something else. How has your channel changed? I don't know that it really has changed a whole lot. I feel a little bit more comfortable filming. I think that's the biggest change. I look forward to it. So I don't really think it's changed a whole lot, although I am looking to change some things, and hopefully they'll be for the better and people will enjoy it. Do you have any advice for someone thinking about starting their own channel? Push the button. Do it. Don't be afraid. Yes, you're going to be nervous. You're going to feel funny when you're first talking to that camera or your phone or whatever, and you're going to think, I can't do this. Just keep at it. You get better over time. You feel less self-conscious. Now, I do still feel self-conscious when I have someone in the room with me, you know, like the hub and stance, but I'm slowly getting over that. So, yeah, that's working. But other than that, don't be afraid. Just go for it. You know, the hardest thing I think is coming up with a name. Really, honestly. And, you know, mine, I was working with scraps that day, and I always teased at Prayer Shawl that scraps are Scraptastic because they can be used for a lot of things. And that's just kind of how my name evolved. Scraptastic Yarns. Because you can do a lot with scraps if you really put your mind to it. So that's how that happened. And for tagging, yeah, I might as well tag a few people. Why not? Actually, I'm not going to tag anyone. What I'm going to say is, if you've seen this video and you feel like doing it, go for it. Share your experience. Other people will learn from it. Plus, it's a lot of fun. I'll leave the questions linked down below so that you can do that. But other than that, I'm just tagging everybody. If you haven't done it, do it. All right, guys. Now, on our trip up here, we had stopped in Virginia, one of the rest stops for a potty break, and I saw this car with some license plates. Now, I tried to get to wait till we could see the person that occupied the vehicle because I wanted to tell him it's a great license plate, but I never did. Now, these are Virginia tags. And on Virginia tags, you have to have a tag on the front of the car and the back of the car. So I hope you enjoy that little snippet of that, because I thought it was a great tag. Okay, guys, I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.